Good morning. This is Holly with Holly's Joys, and I'm here to talk about a scripture in Genesis 9. It's right at the beginning, verses 1 and 2, and it's going to go along with some other things that I have talked about previously. This idea of dominion, and we all remember when God gave dominion to Adam. And what does dominion actually mean? So we'll talk about all that here in just a minute. But let's go ahead and get to the scripture first. Genesis 9 1 and 2 says, So God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be on every beast of the earth, on every bird of the air, on all that move on the earth, and all that fish in the sea, and they are given into your hand. And I believe that is talking solely about dominion. And I kind of object to the wording as probably the version that I've picked, and that was a New King James. But the idea of fear, I think, is a little bit different than what we think of typically. Like it's not, I think it's more of a reverence or an understanding of authority. And so I think that's what God is referring to here. He's given authority to Noah and his sons. He's like, you are my representation here on earth, and I once again establish the authority that I've given to you. So I think that's what he is talking about. Let's see. The actual definition of dominion, and this is just Google's Oxford Dictionary, is sovereignty or control. So, like a sovereign government. Let's see what other words they're using here. Self-governing, control. I mean, all those. It's all like authority, the power or right of governing and controlling, sovereign rule. So ruler. So we have to realize that each of us, we can give it to somebody else, as we have with when we make an election and we give our authority over to somebody to make decisions on our behalf. But as a general rule, you do not give away all of that authority. You are in charge of you, your thoughts, your actions, how you choose to treat other people, how you choose to treat yourself. All of that is your dominion. How you treat your home, the animals around you that are under your authority. Now, that's not to say that, like me, I'm in charge of the world. No, just I have my little circle of dominion, and I think the circle gets bigger as we pass authority to governments. So, for example, I'm just sitting here in my house. I have dominion over my thought life. I have dominion over how my heart feels, my emotions. I have control over myself. Whether I exercise that control or not is up to me. And then it branches out to a family unit. So I can't just say, well, that's how I want it. So I'm not an authoritarian. When it branches out and includes other people, then we go to that rule of one. So, law of one. We are all actually extensions of God. So we get together and we decide what we want to do as like the family unit, what is best for everyone. And that means first do no harm to another, and then it expands out to your little neighborhood, and then bigger to your city, to your state, bigger and bigger. And of course, we cannot control all of that. The units get too big, and that's why we have government. But it is important that you realize that it starts with you, and you have control over that. And I had somebody ask me, okay, so how do you do that? What is logistically are you doing to exercise that? Well, sometimes I feel like, I don't know, like a storm is coming, and Jesus gave us the example that he was able to calm the storm with just his presence and his words. So if I wake up in the night and it's storming really hard, and where I live, we get some pretty crazy storms. So I will just wake up and say, Lord, I ask you to recognize my dominion over my home, protect our home, protect me, my husband, my children, my family, my animals, my actual physical place, my dwelling. And Lord, I ask you to protect my neighborhood. And it just depends on what my leading feels like, if I should go into the neighborhood. But I ask that you send a protective angel to guard about my home, keep us safe through the storm. So just something simple like that. And if I feel like something's trying to happen that's negative, I will also like exercise it sometimes by saying, I do not agree with that. No, I don't agree with that. You don't have any right here. Lord, I ask that you send the angel to exercise my right to say no. I say no to that. No. It's like that movie. Oh, I can't remember. It had Rebel Wilson in it, and she was a cheerleader. And I'm not giving my consent. No consent is here. No consent. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. And I have found it at least helpful to calm my own spirit, to feel like that there is a little bit that I am in charge of and that I can take control over that. And I appreciate that, being able to do just that little bit. And it seems to be really effective. So far, I've really appreciated it just in my internal peace. And I mean, the storms have been pretty good. So I don't know. Just go in your laboratory of life and experiment with it a little bit and see how it works out for you. Just try to begin to exercise your own personal authority. Like when your mind does that monkey brain, as people call it, just say, I don't agree with that. Calm down. It's okay. I've got you. Don't it's not a mean thing, it's not an abrasive thing, it's not a wrestle it to the ground kind of thing. It's just a calm, peaceful recognition of your authority over your mind, your body, and I don't know how far it extends. So let's play with it and see how it goes. So that's what I have for you today. And once again, that was Genesis 9 1 and 2. And God gave dominion to Noah, and he gave it to you too. We'll see you later. Bye.